A comprehensive guide on relocating to Switzerland. Video 3. This series of videos will advise you on all the necessary requirements for moving to Switzerland. I will cover a range of 14 topics for every step you need follow to move to the Alpine country. Decide where you want to live. If you have done your research and you have decided to live in Switzerland, then your next step is to consider in which city or village you might want to live. For some expats, this will be decided by outside influences, such as receiving a job offer for a position based in a particular area. However, if your options are open, it is a good idea to give serious consideration to where you want to live in Switzerland. After all, it is going to be your new home. Despite its size, Switzerland is full of variety. This is partly fueled by the country's geography and the many language differences across the country. Many expats will be desired by the relative rush of Zurich, Switzerland's largest city, or Geneva, an international center. However, there are many other great places for expats to choose, from cozy cities to beautiful mountainside villages. Housing. Find somewhere to stay. Finding accommodation in Switzerland may be one of the hardest tasks during your relocation process. Probably you will need to find short-term temporary accommodation when you arrive in Switzerland. This will give you the chance to find your bearings and give you and your family a comfortable start to Swiss life. Serviced apartments can be a great option for the first few weeks and months. Alternatively, you may be able to find longer-term leases on online accommodation platforms. This will give you time to plan your next move, whether you want to rent or buy in Switzerland. The competition for housing in Switzerland is tough and some cities have a housing shortage. So, how would you rent a house in Switzerland? The process is standard and typically involves looking online yourself or hiring a real estate agent. However, you should take in mind that housing in Switzerland is scarce and competitive. About 60% of the market is dominated by rentals, and in recent years, some cities have reported housing shortages. For this reason, moving to Switzerland you may have no other choice than to stay in temporary accommodation until you find a permanent place. This could take anywhere from 1 month to half a year. Average house prices are high across the country, but prices vary significantly by canton. For example, the average monthly rent for one-bedroom home in Geneva is around 2,000 Swiss francs equal to €1,850, while the same type of house will be 1,300 Swiss francs equal to €1,210 in Glarus, Switzerland's cheapest canton. The cost of utilities in Switzerland can also vary from canton to canton. Although you do not have to be a permanent resident to buy a house in Switzerland, as a foreigner you need a residency permit in order to open your options. Without a permit, you will only be able to buy a property strictly for residential purposes, and you will be limited to how large the house is. Move your belongings to Switzerland. When it comes to planning your move, you will need to consider how you're going to transport all your belongings to your new home. You can bring your household goods, personal effects, and more into Switzerland tax-free if you can prove that the country is your new place of residence. Notably, students moving to Switzerland are exempt from this rule. One of the greatest difficulties you will face is filling out all of the paperwork required to transfer your goods from one home to another. Be aware that you must have owned everything for at least 6 months prior to your move, and you cannot bring excessive quantities of agricultural goods. Getting your belongings across borders can seem daunting, but it doesn't have to be. You have the option of using a global relocation company. These companies are well versed in personal and corporate relocations. They also provide storage options, which can be a great help if you do not have a home arranged in Switzerland. Until you find permanent accommodation, getting a unit to store your household goods is a practical option. Arrange your pets moving to Switzerland. If you are an animal lover, have in mind that Switzerland is a great place for pets. Pets will love chasing through the mountainside meadows, and can enjoy exploring Swiss picturesque lakeside cities. Switzerland has strict requirements and regulations for the entry of pets to the borders. Make sure you are aware of these regulations before starting the process. Swiss regulations require a vaccination certificate for any pets entering the country. Your pet must have been vaccinated at least 30 days before entering the country, but the vaccination cannot be more than a year old. Furthermore, pets have to be microchipped for identification purposes. Starting the process of relocating your hairy friends, as soon as possible, can make it seamless. Many relocation companies can help with the move, from filling out the right paperwork to arranging the actual journey. They will soon fall in love with the wide-open spaces of Switzerland. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch all my lectures, you may be able to start investing in rental properties a little quicker. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell to get alerts when a new video is posted. Please write your comments, questions, or concerns you would like to share.